farmers, farming. I want to talk about some farming. I used to farm until I was 27. From the time I could walk till I was 27. That's all I did. Farm. And anyway, I worked for my dad and uncles on the farm in Cadiz, Kentucky. And I ended up renting about 300 acres. I had a 1066 International tractor that I bought off a cousin of mine, and I bought a black machine planter from a cousin of mine, and was able to, plant beans and corn with it. And anyway, I want to talk about some of the things I learned that I think will help y'all be successful and keep you from making the same mistakes I did. Alright. One of the mistakes that I made was I bought all my stuff from Crop Production Services at the time, and whenever there was an out-of-state guy running that business, I made money. When that guy, he lived 2 hours away, or that was where he was from, but he had an apartment there in Cadiz. And anyway, great guy. And when he ran the business, I made money. I charged all my stuff to their financial thing, and I paid it off every year after I sold my crops. I made money every year. I grew a little bit every year, running another farm, until I had 300 acres. I know that's not very much, but it's pretty good for where I live, because there's some super farmers, mega farmers in the area that hog up all the ground, and getting 5 acres is like worse than pulling teeth. So getting 300 is pretty good for that area. But anyway, like the thing that I messed up on that I could probably go back now that I'm mentally strong and feel like tackling it, but it's been several years, so it's probably just a waste of time. But anyway, the mistake I made was whenever my friend became manager of that Crop Production Services store, that's when I began to lose money. Okay, because I just charged everything like I always did every year, and then at the end of the year when I went to pay it off, it was like $30,000 or $40,000 more than what I was thinking it was going to be. And like I couldn't figure it out. Like they didn't have it where it was really broke down of every single thing they did, because they did so much on every different farm. They sprayed each farm, this, that, and the other, and they put fertilizer on this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So it was like, I had all these different invoices. It's like you couldn't break it down. Like it was a mess. So like, anyway, and that store ended up closing not long after that. And like, it was weird. Like my farm was right here, right next to the other farm. They were taking care of the same customer over there. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, they sprayed my fields and they sprayed that guy's fields. Crop Production took care of both of us side by side. We had beans that year. That guy's field, perfectly clean, good spray job. My field, they didn't spray, growed up horrible. They came back and sprayed mine later. Like they sprayed, like this guy was managing this sprayer, and my buddy was supposed to be managing mine. Well, why didn't the same guy manage both of our grounds? Like, sorry, I'm getting some text messages, but yeah, like my field, they didn't spray till later. And then my cousin that worked there, he said, Jared, he said, we sprayed a bunch of old chemicals on your ground that had been there for several years that was expired and stuff. We sprayed all them on your ground, and the other guy's ground, got new chemicals. I was like, huh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, my landlord is like, Jared, why does your crop look so bad and theirs look so good? And I'm like, well, we're using the same people, but they won't spray mine. They spray all of that guy's ground first, it won't spray mine at the same time while we're here. Ain't no difference in the ground. It's the exact same ground, it's just a fence crossing between it. So like, yeah, what I should have done, I should have called crop production headquarters in California, sent them emails and pictures, and got a lawyer to send them a letter and tell them pay me some money for my bad looking crop. That's what I should have done. Anyway, one mistake. Another mistake that I made that I wish I would have done is I wish I would have had a operating loan, and every time I get a price, you know, for some fertilizer, I wish that I would have bought my own fertilizer spreader, and I would have went and got the fertilizer and spread it and paid for it every single load, and that way I know that those tons actually got put on my ground instead of them just saying they did. Because I don't trust them. I don't believe them. I believe they screwed me. Because you can, you know, I got old pictures on my old phone that you can tell they sprayed my ground, sprayed that guy's ground. Mine looks horrible. The other guy's looks great. So, and I got proof that the guy that was doing the spraying told me that, because he was a spray guy, that mine got used chemicals, old chemicals. I got stuff that they couldn't give away. So yeah, alright. Sorry, it gets me a little upset thinking about it, because I put everything into that and it didn't work out. Yeah, don't trust your friends. You know, that guy may be a good guy, he may not have meant to do it, whatever. All I'm saying is I lost money when my friend ran that business, and I made money when another guy didn't. So I grew when the other guy ran it. I declined, went out of business when my friend ran it. Let's see. Yeah, the spraying thing too. Yeah. I hired Security Seeded Chemical to spray some of my ground back then. And I get a bill, and it's like 5 times higher than what it's supposed to be. So I'm like, what is this? Oh, we made a mistake. And I was like, yeah, this ain't the first mistake y'all make. Like, why y'all always make mistakes? Like, when you do make a mistake, it ain't ever where it's good for me. It's always where it's bad for me. Like, how come all of your mistakes are always the opposite here? How come they're always this way instead of some of them being another way? So yeah, they accidentally, on purpose, make mistakes on what they charge you, on what they spray. They might put 10 things in there to spray your ground. You only need 2. You may just need 1. But they put 10 in there and charge you, you know, take advantage of you. So yeah, I caught some of them mistakes, and had to save some money. And then also, one time, I bought some starter fertilizer and put a starter fertilizer kit on my planter. And anyway, get all that going. And this guy gave me a price on it. Security Seeded Chemical guy. Y'all know who he is. Real tall. You think he's a good guy? Wait till you do business with him. Alright. Anyway, he gives me a price on this starter fertilizer. So I get it, put it on, everything. And then I did some trials where I turned my pump on and off to see if you could tell the difference where the fertilizer, where it wasn't. You couldn't tell any difference. Stuff's Kool-Aid. Later I found out that the guys that went to those chemical meetings that was selling that fertilizer and stuff, they threw them out $100 bills off the stage into the crowd, and they drank some of that fertilizer and were showing off that it was just Kool-Aid. It was just nothing to it. So yeah, I know that's crazy, but yeah, that's what a guy told me that went. But anyway, so I get this fertilizer bill, and it's double. It's double what he said it was going to be. Double. So they sent it to their finance company. That's who I was getting it from, you know, paying for. And I'm like, hey man, why'd you charge me double? And he's like, we just put in there what we put in everybody else's, and you know, it's supposed to be good, blah, blah. I said, I don't care what you put in everybody else's. This is what I wanted. This is what I told you I wanted. This is what you told me it would be, and it's double. Well, I'm sorry, we already put it in there. Ain't nothing we can do. Man, I shouldn't have paid it. They called me and I was like, I'm not paying it. I'll pay you half what you said it's going to be, and that's all I'm paying you. Well, this finance company sent me a letter saying they're going to take me to court for the other half. So I listened to my dad and uncle. I shouldn't have, but I did. They're like, just pay it, don't ever do business with them again. And I'm like, yes, just get curb stomp again. Get a double fertilized bill. So I paid it. I shouldn't have paid it. I should have went to court. I would have won, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I just got took advantage of. Got kicked while I was down. And, you know, my advice to young farmers and people that's farming is get you an operating loan and get you a fertilizer spreader. And if you do this, if you do hire the spraying out or whatever the case may be, like, if that fertilizer is out there, you know, if you get a batch of fertilizer, you pay for it right then and there, the exact amount it's supposed to be, and you know that you got those many tons. You know they're not taking advantage of you. Same way with the chemicals. When you get the chemicals, you pay for them right then and there. You look at that label, make sure they're putting good chemicals that are not, you know, 5 or 6 years old on your field, and make sure that, you know, when they're out there spraying, you go up there and you watch them put what they're supposed to in there. It shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to do that. And if you're getting charged for all that junk, you make sure that they're actually putting that junk in, you know, and actually spraying it, and you pay for it. If you got to break it down by the field, I mean, hey, break it down, because all that stuff, I believe, is more important than doing a good job planting and combining. That's what I used to try to do, is the best job I could planting and combining, and I did do a good job. You know, I did a great job. You know, but I took my time and I done it right, and I done good on my part. I just didn't do a good job with the numbers and the paper and the business side like I should have. So, but if I ever do it again, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be altogether different. That pencil's gonna be sharp, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's my advice: is you pay for it as you go. That way, you know it's right, and you know you're actually getting the product that they are charging you for, and you know it's right. And yeah, that's my advice. And I think you'll be a lot better off, because you'd be surprised at how much scam goes on. And at the same time, that year that I lost money, they had a big a bill on another guy that they were selling to that they didn't get paid for. So how did I know they wasn't trying to recoup some of that money and just jacking my bill up, you know? And then another guy they sprayed for, his corn looked horrible, and it was close to town. And that guy, I heard that guy complained so much that he made crop production pay for his corn crop. So who knows? How do you know that they wasn't trying to recoup some of that money off of me, because they knew I'd pay? Yeah, that's kind of what I think happened. And not long after that, that store closed, and that store had been in business for years. So what's that tell you? Something's up. Anyway, y'all be careful who y'all do business with. You know, this trucking business I'm doing, you know, it's a struggle too. Like, I do the work, but then getting paid. That's the hardest part, is getting people to pay you for the work you did. They can go to the beach, but they can't type in their credit card numbers on a link that you email to them on their phone. They can't click on there, pull their wallet out, and in a minute and 30 seconds, they can't type in their credit card numbers and click send to pay you. But they can go to the beach. They can go to the beach. You best believe they can go to the beach, but they can't pay you for the work you did. You didn't forget to do the work. You didn't forget to waste 3 or 4 days and work on your birthday for them. But yeah, they can't pay you. That's how people are. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. That's all I got for now. But I hope it helps y'all out farming. So, yep. Talk to y'all soon.